Alright, so we're at the store right now and we're going to get what we need for college student soup. First thing, you want your favorite flavor of cup of noodles. I like the fish flavor, like shrimp. You can get beef if you like to. I like the spicy stuff. If you're like me, I like to stockpile. Think about the future, you know? So just go ahead and fill that up. Next, you're going to want to go to the tuna aisle. You're going to want to get some sardines in water. That's important. You don't want the oil. Then something smooth to wash it down. Maybe some chocolate milk, almond milk, whatever your thing is. I don't like, I'll explain later in the video. Sliced salami, whatever your favorite brand is. Okay, so I know that going to college or just in general living on a budget, it's not easy to find things that are tasty and things that are easy to make. So this is a meal that is relatively easy to make, pretty darn cheap to make. I'm gonna warn you right now, it's not the healthiest thing. This is salt intensive, okay? We already know cup of noodles, there's a lot of salt in it already. So I like to eat this after like a long day of work or after a long day of classes or something, because it's gonna make you wanna go to sleep right away. But I'm gonna tell you this, it's satisfying and it's a big time comfort food. I love having this. Makes me feel good, relaxed, and I'm gonna show you guys how to make it. Okay, first things first, you're going to want a bowl, a big bowl, not just a small little cereal bowl. That's going to be important, like the ramen house is like. Go ahead and take a pot, fill it up with water. You don't need to fill it up to the top. And go ahead, put it on the stove and get that sucker rolling. You're going to wait. By the time you're done making this, the water's probably going to be boiling anyways. Next, you're going to take your ramen cup and you're going to pour the little goodies inside, little peas, carrots, little bits of meat or whatever other seasonings they have. Go ahead and throw it in there. I don't personally like that much salt from it, and there's a ton on top. So what I do is I tap it against the sink, like I'm doing right there. And you can see how much there is left, that just comes out uh, on its own. And there's still a lot left. Then you're just going to poke your finger through the bottom of the cup, and the noodles should fall right out. Pretty simple there. Take a spoon, make sure you're cupping the noodles so they don't fly over everywhere, and you're going to split it in half. That way the noodles aren't as long and stringy and hard to get a hold of when you're eating. I just find it simpler. Next, take your sardines. You're going to take the whole thing. Don't pour the juices out. That's flavoring. That's important. So just pour the whole thing in there. Fish and the juices as well. Take your spoon and start breaking up the fish a little bit. No need to puree it or make it into a fine paste. Just break up the fish a little bit. It'll help with the cooking process. Take a cutting board and your salami, and you're going to start stacking it up. Okay, and the people ask, how much salami should I put in? I like to use my thumb, and I'll show that in a second here. I use the first segment of my thumb as how tall the pile should be. It's always a good mile, like a good marker for me. Then you're going to take a knife afterwards. And oh, look, and you have a ton left over for another time. So you have a good 6, 7 bowls of soup in that package. Go ahead and cut the salami into quarters. Then you're going to start dolloping it out. Just throwing them out like cards when you're playing poker with your friends. Just throw them out evenly, create a nice layer, and you'll see why that's important in a little bit. I'm not going to bore you with this part at all. I'm just going to go ahead and zoom forward a little bit. All right, so now you have a perfect bowl of food, but it's not soup yet. So I don't know, some people don't like as much seasoning. Some people like a lot of seasoning. I like a lot of spiciness. So you can either put a little bit of crushed red pepper. I like Tapatio personally for this dish, and you'll see how much I put in. I put in a lot. You do not have to put this much in. My girlfriend puts a little bit in, just a couple dollops, and that's all. And that's sometimes even a little too much for her. So as you can see, yeah, I go a little crazy, but you do not have to. So anyways, uh, the next part, this is a little bit tricky. Um, the water is going to be pretty much boiling and rolling at this time. So what you want to do is you actually want to try and instead of pouring the water straight into the bowl in the kitchen, you don't really want to do that because you're going to burn your hands. And so what you want to do is you want to move your bowl to the place where you're going to go eat. Move the bowl first before you pour the water in. I'll show that right now. So I'm going to eat right here because I want to watch some TV while I'm eating and relaxing. So now you have the boiling water ready to go. Okay, it's rolling. So stand back a little bit and pour it over your food. And try to get it all over if you can. You don't want too much water. You don't want the flavor to overcome the. You don't want the flavor to get watered down. You don't want the flavor to get watered down, and so you want it to be just almost at the level of the top of your noodles, so that it can. There we go, just like that. Perfect. Let's leave it there. You're going to leave it there for about 5 minutes. The reason for the 5 minutes is so that the noodles can get cooked. Make sure you clean up, okay? Because a lot of stress comes from having a dirty kitchen. Now as the food really soaks in the heat of your water, it's going to start breaking up. See how I'm breaking the noodles up right here? I'm just breaking it all up, mixing it up a little bit, okay? The salami's getting cooked at the moment. Right here. Mixing up the fish. See how the sardine is really easily breaking up and everything? So that's what you want to happen. Well, I'm going to eat my food now. Thank you guys so much for checking this video out. Let me know down below, comment if you think you have any other ideas, budget-friendly meals, things that you like to make when you were in college or when you were on a budget or if you're still on a budget. And maybe I can do a video on it, you know, if you tell me exactly how to make it. Always open for ideas. Or maybe you have an idea that, you know, alters this idea. Totally fine with that, you know. But I'm going to eat my meal, watch my TV show, and take a nap. So this is the American Pool Guy. Thank you guys so much. I'll talk to you later.